Hello everyone and welcome to Group B of the Intel Extreme Masters Season 1 Finals. It is the Night of Mirror group and the first one is going to be between DIDI8 and Creo. Creo in the bottom right spawn position on Turtle Rock with Altar first, with the Moonwell and with the Ancient of War here, of course, and his opponent DIDI8 in the top left spawn position, Altar first, Moonwell and the Ancient of War. So for the third time in 3 best of 3s here, the first map is Turtle Rock, and for the first time it is in close positions, which I guess in case of the Night Elf Mirror is very unfortunate, because these usually provide pretty unique games. But maybe this will be awesome as well. I'm really curious to see what the viewer count in this group is going to be compared to the viewer count of the other group, which is certainly the more interesting one, with Grubby and Todd, definitely the two biggest Warcraft 3 personalities in Europe in the history of Warcraft 3, and of course a large variety of matchups. So Demon Hunter by Creo, Demon Hunter by DIDI8. Talking about both of the players' history in this tournament, Creo extremely convincingly making it through his group, not losing a single best of 3, beating, you know, players such as Ciara and Hot, who he's going to face again in this group. And DIDI8 also finishing on top of his group in, you know, the group of doom, if you will. But he got a little bit lucky against Grubby, as Grubby played off race against him, and therefore he was able to take him down with 2-0, which maybe wouldn't have been the case if Grubby hadn't played off race, but we can't know at the moment. So we'll see how both of these players are going to do in the finals. DIDI8, he lost one best of 3 in the group stage, which was the final one against Todd. Oh, was that an Ancient of War finish? I believe so. Yeah, it was an Ancient of War finish. So sloppy here by DIDI8. I mean, it's only the tiny turtle, the hatchling, but still not really necessary to do that. Creo continuing to creep. Of course, he wants to take as little damage here as possible. DIDI8 seeing that, and he's going for a bit of a different approach here. Yeah, just going for the second green camp, and gonna wanna get level 2 that way. DIDI8, Creo, of course, with the Ring of Protection in addition to the Cloak of Shadows, so pretty horrible item drops for him so far, whereas DIDI8, well, Mantle of Intelligence and Gauntlets of Ogre Strength, not exactly great for him either, tech-wise. Both have started. Creo is a tiny bit ahead, and other than that, not really too much to say. No Hunter's Hall yet for both of them, but there's still plenty of time to get that. Which of course I'm not at all advocating here. So yeah, Demon Hunter of Creo, level 2 finally, after using his Moonwells to heal up. DIDI8 not quite level 2 because he finished the one turtle hatchling with the Ancient of War. But he's gonna get there just now by killing the Ogre Warrior. He gets Ring of Protection as well, so this string of horrible item drops continues, and Creo continues creeping as well. 4 archers out already, just keeping a look at the main base. So Hunter's Hall for DIDI8, but no Hunter's Hall for Creo yet, and he's gonna have to get that started soon if he wants to build lores as soon as he reaches tier 2. And yeah, there's the Hunter's Hall, as previously said, for DIDI8, and Creo is building the Hunter's Hall as well, so yeah, we might be in for a bear mirror. So yay for that. Demon Hunter 2.5 for DIDI8, Creo a little bit ahead, or will be a little bit ahead as soon as he finishes his shop, but DIDI8 is going to do just the same thing. Ring of Regeneration for the Demon Hunter, actually not too bad, but is he just gonna sell it immediately? No, he's just selling the Cloak of Shadows. Tome wise, we'll keep an eye on that. Tome of XP of course would be the dream. Tome of Agility also okay. Yeah, so level 3 for Creo, level 3 for DIDI8 as well. Very, very creeping heavy early game. Tome of Strength for DIDI8. And he found the claws +9, definitely nice. Naga second for both of them. And DIDI8 gets away though. The Wisp is going to have to detonate, which he's doing right now. And yeah, these skirmishes could be quite foretelling when it comes to who's going to be in the better position come early game. And actually, this what? Okay, it's going for an Ancient of Wind here. The Hunter's Hall has been built for whatever reason. Creo not yet building any tier 2 buildings. Okay, one Ancient of Wind, one Ancient of Law, so it looks like DIDI8 is going for a mass range combination here on tier 2. Perhaps not going to take up to tier 3, just getting Archers, Dryads, Talents. Whereas Creo not building any tier 2 stuff yet. I'm wondering if it's gonna go for some strange tier 2 push here before really getting into the late game. But given that his opponent has so many archers, I'm not really sure how well that would be working out. No, there's the tier 3 tech by Creo, so he's probably gonna go for more of a standard approach to this one. One Ancient of Law coming, and I'm assuming the second one is going to be built as soon as the resources for that one are going to be available. Mana Burn, some Slow Arrow onto the DIDI8's Demon Hunter. So this isn't the greatest start of an engagement for him, and you don't really want to start fighting with a 450 HP DH against a 675 HP DH. So it looks like he's trying to keep up at least some presence, because he doesn't want to have Creo creep here for free with the Ancient of War, while his Ancient of War is... Oh, where is it? Still sitting comfortably in the base. And actually he's going for tier 3 as well, so... Yeah, this continues the string of me predicting wrongly when it comes to DIDI8's strategy. But at least in terms of what Creo is doing here, I was right. But then again, who would predict you know, one Ancient of Wind, one Ancient of Lore plus tier 3 tech when you see the regularly timed Hunter's Hall in a Night Death Mirror. So, greater heal potion for DIDI8. I'm assuming, yeah, I guess the best item he could have hoped for here. Since, oh yeah, actually for both of the players, so yeah, that's rather balanced, since the Demon Hunter is of course the main tank here, and he's going to be focused a lot, so this is definitely better than the Invul Potion, which basically tells the opponent 15 seconds, focus the weaker units please. Whereas with the heal potion, the Demon Hunters are just able to tank so much more damage. So first Fairy Fire is available for DIDI8 army-wise. Yeah, he's looking decently as well. His Demon Hunter has taken a lot more damage to begin with, so he's going to be forced to use that heal potion earlier on. Now finally DIDI8 is getting into a decent position against Creo's Demon Hunter as well, but he still has the heal potion. I feel like he could continue staying into this in this fight, because as soon as he retreats, as you can see, the focus fire is being switched to the weaker units, which is the Naga here, and she did get the heal potion pass, but this means the Demon Hunter is more vulnerable, and actually both of the Demon Hunters have to use the Town Ball here. One Talent gets picked off, one Archer gets picked off, so a completely equal fight. 2 Town Bottles gone, 2 heal potions, big heal potions gone, and one of the units for both of the players gone. But Creo is up at tier 3, he's gonna get his bear army into play. And DIDI8 gonna get some bears, gonna get some master talents. I'm curious to see how he's gonna wanna make do with this, you know, half and half unit mix. It's like a few bears, a few talents, not really not really going fully for anything, which usually is why this stuff doesn't work out. But perhaps if you can choose a smart position in a, you know, choke point in which the large number of bears isn't going to come too much into play for Creo, he's gonna be able to make this happen. No TP for Creo here. 3 2 heroes, 1 staff, 1 invul, 1 heal scroll. 1 staff for DIDI8 as well, but no other items, no goblin merchant items for him. Master bears have finished, master talents gonna take a little while longer. He's only got 1 out at the moment. And it looks like Creo has made up his mind here. He's not gonna wanna push into DIDI8's main base. He's just gonna continue creeping, and DIDI8 moving out of his base as well. Looks like he's gonna go for the red camp here very, very quickly. Of course, securing a potentially game-deciding item. Or at least game-changing item. Let's see what... Inmo Potion is... What Creo finds here, XP and Helm of Valor. Okay, that's not what he was hoping for. I mean, it's still somewhat useful on a Demon Hunter. Additional agility and additional HP. Tome of XP used by the Naga, so she's going to get level 3 here with the kill on this 4-star Berserker. And it looks like now Creo is actually going to go for the push with a bit of an XP disadvantage. With supply-wise, I guess both should be at 50. Yeah, no one has broken yet, obviously. Pretty early for that. And yeah, DIDI8 is coming back. I guess as long as he's in his own base and the, bears can fight together with his buildings as somewhat of a meat shield, his unit composition should work out just fine. But Creo isn't committing to anything. Killed the Ancient of War here. And then just safely retreated before the fight could actually take place. So DIDI... He's already producing, he's already going into low upkeep, so looks like he's not gonna want to wait too long with getting an actual potentially game-ending, game-deciding fight going. But Creo, he's for now just saving up, selling something, getting another town portal. It was the Helm of Valor, I guess, which he sold. Yeah, the Helm of Valor. And he's gonna get his red camp right now. Never mind, of course, DIDI8 found the Helm of Valor. Here, as you can obviously see. So, he sold something else. And he finds Pipe of Insight, which is alright, I guess, since this army isn't really mana dependent. I mean, it's okay for the Naga, but he doesn't really have anything else relying on mana too much, so I guess the other auras would have been preferred by him. Let's see if he keeps it.
Research finished.
So yeah, DIDI8 is going into low upkeep now as well. I'm guessing like a minute and a half later, so he saves up a little bit more in terms of gold. One hero scroll for him, still Inmul Potion on both the heroes, one staff, which of course he can still pass around between his heroes since this is 1.21. To, he staff 2 units very quickly with one staff. And DIDI8 in the meantime did get one hero scroll as well, as protection scroll. Another XP tome here, this time for Creo. And Belt of Giant Strength. So yeah, Creo is probably not gonna have any Dispel around, so that could turn out to be very, very helpful. Still 3 talents only around the army of DIDI8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bears against 1, 2, 3, 4 bears. And okay, 2 are in the back of the base, so he doesn't want to risk getting his reinforcements cut off, which could have very well happened here. So he's definitely not going to commit to a fight here. He's just going to Creo, that is, of course. It's just going to do as much damage as he can here, and perhaps trade town portals, and then, opt for fighting with a superiorly sized army. And he's actually able to do so much damage. There is no town portal? Yeah, he just bought it now, which is, oh my god, that is horrible, because these bears might run into trouble. Now town ports are being exchanged, but he killed, what, 3 movers? So DIDI8, I think 4 movers even, as DIDI8 is down to 65 out of 30, and so it must have been up to 65 out of 70. So that was very nice, and it looks like DIDI8 might be going for the counter push immediately, because he knows he cannot afford rebuilding these movers, because he's gonna fight with like 65 against what, 80? Creo is already up at 70. So this is the do or die push for DIDI8. He didn't bring a new town portal. He has a heal potion on the Demon Hunter. He has 1 heal scroll, 1 protection scroll. Protection scroll is of course going to be way less useful in front of Creo's base, as he's just going to be able to pull wisps to detonate very quickly. And Creo knows he has to defend this. And now he's got like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bears against like 5 and a couple of talents. So let's see how this goes. Demon Hunter is being cycled. First bear of DIDI8 is taking plenty of damage. There is the wisp coming, the first wisp coming to detonate here, but not really hitting the back rank of DIDI8's army. But then again, the archers aren't really doing too much damage with their piercing against the bears anyways. But look at the fronts of both of these players. DIDI8's bears have melted. 2 of them are remaining. Creo still has like 6 remaining or so. And both of the heroes of DIDI8 are taking tons and tons of damage. And yeah, the game is already over. Creo taking this one with basically decided just by the fact that DIDI8 didn't carry a town portal when he needed to. Creo, I'm assuming, realized that. Not really sure, like you could check the replay and see when Creo maybe clicked the heroes of DIDI8 to see the items. And yeah, went for the push, killed 4 Moonwells. There was no coming back into a later game after that one. DIDI8 was forced to push. Creo did hold, and that's basically all it came down to. Creo able to force DIDI8 to take a fight at Creo's base, and winning that one, of course, with, you know, shop assistance, his wisps to detonate, his Moonwells, and so on. And yeah, that's why Creo is leading with 1-0 here. So the mass bears prevail, at least on map number 1. And map number 2 is going to be on Twisted Meadows.